What's up, Union Arena players? This is Kyle D, better known as Universities, and today we're gonna do the none other than looking over a 5-box win a box event, hosted as a webcam event. They're gonna have another one at the end of the month, so it'll be pretty cool to check it out. So without further ado, let's dive in the video. Yeah. So the big thing, Red Riot Games, if you guys really want to, there's a $5,000 cash prize event. July 26, 2025, 96 player capacity in Canada. So if you guys are really wanting to do that, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. They also have great supplies in the trading card department. They have a lot of good singles on release. They're pretty good, especially if you're a Canadian player and you need some product. They're really, really good about their prices and stuff like that. So they're consistently matching TCG medium. So you'll have a good shot at it, to be honest with you. But they also do great blog posts, and they kind of go over some information that you might want to talk about. So, yeah. And they also have great playmats if you guys are really into playmats. Oh. And they released a whole bunch. You know, they got Alice, Asta, Asuna, Asuna and Kirito, Bakugo. You know, just a lot of good playmats for you guys to enjoy. So, yeah, go check them out. Now, let's go into Draw3 grand opening 5-box SAO tournament finished. 62 players, top 16 is here for you. So it was a Swiss tournament, best of ones. Not a bad start time at all. So taking a look, we had none other than 5 purple Code Geass taking tops. You had 3 blue Jujutsu Kaisens. You had 2 green Code Geass, 2 blue Sword Art Online, 1 blue green One Punch Man, 1 Sword Art Online yellow, One Punch Man yellow, and you got Kurapika sneaking in for a final hurrah. So again, that deck is slowly fading out of the meta as time has progressed it, just because the format has picked up in speed. So as no surprise, we had Gawain taking first and second and fourth, and purple Code just sneaking up that final ridge. But let's take a look at the list. We're going to start from 16 working way to first. So let's take a look. Now, Kurapika, there's nothing too out of the ordinary here. They played 0 AP extensions. There's no way. There's no way. Wow. They went, you know what? I'm going to be super consistent. Don't need an AP extension, and just went to town from there. Okay. Not what I would do, but apparently they said, you know what? We're not caring about finals, and we're just going to hit hard. Okay. You know what? It increases the consistency, allows you to play a little bit differently. It just becomes more resource management and understanding of your deck. So I can see where it's going from. They increased the trigger count to up as well. So that kind of just makes the deck a little bit better, right? You know, this is a non-trigger and that's the non-trigger. So at the end of the day, it leads them to having almost something's going to happen. You know, you got 2 raid targets. This is your color trigger. Got a stand trigger, and stand triggers. You got 6, 8, 10 stand triggers, which is not bad, and then a bunch of draws, which is going to help you out get to the pieces you need faster. So good job on you, dude. Playing no AP extensions is always surprising to me. Now we have Kirito. So blue Sword Art Online is the new, you know, hot sauce. You know, the next big deck that players really want to be playing. You know, you have the 4-cost Asuna doing Asuna things. So taking a look here, they have, you know, 0-cost Asuna, 0-cost Kirito, and Yui 0-cost. And then they do have their Searcher 1-cost, and then they do have Asuna, you know, that just gets when this character moves outside your moving phase, it gains 1000 DP until the end of turn. Just being a 4K early aggression hitter is really good. Elizabeth, just being Elizabeth, you know, just Yui 3 for a 3-cost is not terrible. So, yeah, the deck has a lot of going for it in the right direction. So it's really up to you how you want to build and play. Now, taking a look here, we have blue Kento Namami with Sukuna. So this deck is kind of hit or miss on if you see competitive play or not. players are very much skeptical on what choices they make. So I think Kento still having one of the best removal triggers really still pulls this deck ahead. I think adding Shrine into the list actually helps out a lot more, because then basically when you do cycle in a lot more of your fingers, the Sukuna has more resources for it. Then you can actually hurt your opponent as another win con instead of having to worry about Kento's win con. So it does matter from time to time, and it can lead to getting some wins for you. So I still don't like the color triggers. They are really terrible. 2 action point for either one is just way too much in my opinion. Now, we have Saitama being able to punch through your opponent. This deck gets a lot of good traction and allows for good plays and rewards. It's kind of funny is that until basically One Punch Man kind of came into the fray, Yellow just didn't really have the strongest deck, right? You had the Tanjiro Nezuko list being, and then you had the, what is it called? Hashira list. But then once the Yellow One Punch Man came in, it changed up the meta in a way that it allows for Yellow decks to pop off a little bit more. Now, again, the Sukuna, well, this is the Kirito, you know, swords deck. It's always pretty decent, right? You know, Switch is hit or miss on what players want to play. And I think it's not terrible. It does do well, and for some players, it's a great tech. Some players don't value it and just say, nah, don't go for it. But it's up to you. It's really your deck, your design at the end of the day, but I think Lisbeth is important and all the good stuff. Now, this is none other than Blue JJK. You know, no Maki Zenin at all, but they're using 3-cost Maki Zenin. So that's not terrible. I think that's really interesting. They went to one less Yuji bounce, but they have, you know, Gojo at a full play set, Yuji Itadori's. You know, the deck has great legging no matter which way you go about it. It depends on just how you want to build the deck. And yeah, the deck just is that powerful. If you see fingers early enough, the deck is just scary to deal with. Kento Namami, we got some great value here. Oh, there's all the money. I was like, how is this thing $114? I forgot this card exists. They are focusing on Kento's effect proccing more than anything else, because using the Jujutsu High, first year you're being able to draw 3 cards, then place 2 cards from your hand into the sideline. Just means you're speeding up your deck count to get to that 15 a lot quicker. So again, a lot of players will focus on what they value the most, and sometimes that is just having the Kento be live, and it's sometimes good enough to get the ball rolling. Now, again, Lancelot, you're very interesting to see. So you rarely see Euphemia in the list. A lot of players just avoid it because it is a 2 action point card. And, you know, you could do a lot more with the 2 AP, but she does generate 3 on her own. And then Charles Z. Britannia, I've seen this pop in and out of lists constantly. They're allowing you to use your options a little bit more effectively, because the fact of the matter is it can use like live and then you extend your plays even more. So it's kind of cool to see. Now, Goddess is like hit or miss on how you build it, but it's kind of cool that they are playing Yugo Synthesis 32. You know, it is an impact, nullify impact as well. You know, choose 1 Kirito and up to 1 Alice on your front lines. Each of them gain 1000 DP and nullify impact until the end of turn. So it doesn't look like you're going to be playing anything with that. You're just focusing on just being able to have him be an impact target and just get that game win. Because again, you can't rely solely on Shinon, whatever her name is, Sniper Chick, because the condition is a little bit more challenging. She is definitely late game, but it's always something to think about when deck building comes into play, right? Now, we're now getting into the Purple Code. So if you don't know what Purple Code by now and you've been living on a rock, the deck is classified the best deck in the format just because of how powerful it is. Until there starts to be more hyper aggressive decks that just get under it faster, this deck just reigns supreme. So just something to think about. Being able to have that mid to late game, you know, the Gurins kind of just deal with threats any day of the week, and the Gawains are just always applying pressure. Now, you do have Metal Bat. Being Metal Bat himself is always fun. You know, being able to use like Purry Prisoner. This player here, I know him. He live streams on Twitch. He'll probably comment in this video, but he also plays in Rumble Rama every week, so it's kind of cool. So yeah, he's just flexing his Metal Bat deck, and he does extremely well every event when he plays it. So he definitely knows this like the back of his hand. And if you want anybody to kind of teach you how to play this deck, this is the man right here you follow. Then you have Purple Code being Purple Code. It's hit or miss on how you want to build it. Some players value having the 3 super rare Colin, being able to dig for pieces. Checkmate, it has been in and out of the format just because of the extra impact. This Lelouch has always been in hit or miss, depends on what players are trying to do. Now, again, here's another list. And again, this is just very commonplace. Zeros are all the same. Colin's always going to be the same. This is always hit or miss, but this is kind of cool to see 3 of it. You know, being able to search for, you know, Order of the Black Knights affinity cards among them, add it to your hand, place the rest into the bottom of the deck in any order, always comes up sometimes. Now, you do have Lancelots, and the fact of the matter is Unit Maintenance is a card for the deck. And I mean, sometimes the Special Corps head trailer does pop in and out of what the deck wants to do. I mean, it's up to you how you want to build it. The deck gets better as the form once it gets its volume 2. Now, you do have Gurins and Gawains just being in the deck. You have Lelouches. It's kind of cool to see where players kind of diverge where their strategies are going. Just being able to minus something off of by DP. This one's being able to do the same thing to set you up for when your Gurns come in to kind of answer threats. So yeah, deck's got good control range. And then finally, the final list. They are playing 2 of the Lelouch Lamperouche. That is basically 2 action point. Again, I'm hit or miss on liking these cards. It's up to you how they go about it. But all in all, though, really solid event. Hopefully we see some more events, especially coming from Draw3. Especially, hopefully we can see them have Bleach Volume 2 and none other than the famous deck that the Black Clover deck. So keep an eye out for that. But guys, what do you think of the video? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.